Recently, the Withlacoochee Gulf Preserve hosted a Pottery Education Day. Presenters were from FPAN, the Florida Public Archaeological Network, out of the Crystal River Preserve. The first part of the presentation was a short lecture and slideshow on ancient pottery, going over different types and how the Native Americans made the pottery and how they gave it their unique markings. Lise Hilton, archaeologist and outreach coordinator, explains.
Well, this is an activity that we usually have people do, and we ask them to match up the paddle to these examples of the paddle. So all of these were done with these paddles, and so it kind of gives people an opportunity to be an archaeologist that's looking at pottery sherds, and to kind of see how challenging it can be, or maybe for some people really easy, to match up the paddles to the patterns on the sherds.
So these paddles were used by Native Americans to make designs in their pottery, right?
Right, yeah. These are our modern replicas, but yeah, so they would have been something like this, and and then basically just stamping it in the pot. This is an incised pot, but just using the paddle to make the design. This is a stamped pottery sherd, and these are actual artifacts. These are all, most of them are from the Crystal River site. This is an incised piece.
Incised would be like with a knife or a...
Right, or the tip of a shell or a stick, and these are all examples of check stamped pottery, so it would have been maybe with something like this. And here's one that even a little smaller. That's really pretty. And this one looks like it may have been, it's either punctated or cordage. So punctated would be kind of making depressions in the clay, or the cordage would have been used kind of depressing the cordage into the clay.
The second part of Pottery Day at the Withlacoochee Gulf Preserve was to actually make a pot using Native American techniques. This is where everyone had a great deal of fun and got their hands dirty too. Nigel Randolph, FPAN Outreach Assistant, explains.
Well, today we are doing a sort of a traditional forming method of ceramics, making clay pots in the traditional way, hand-built and using the coil method. And we have kids from all ages here experimenting with clay, and then at the end of March we're going to get the chance to fire these pots and have a look at them after they've been finished.
All right, and tell us the technique, what's going on here?
So we have coil method, which is kind of rolling out long coils of clay, and then you form that by wrapping it around. And then we have the pinch method, which is pinching out a vessel with your hands like that. So.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this, what are you calling this?
Well, I called it the wormhole, but
It's really, it's like a little snake. We got a little snake on top here. So
yeah.
let's see, turn around, turn around.
Okay, there you are,
Little snake.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Alrighty.